Did you try?
Yeah. It's just
Welcome back to the Maximum Chillage Podcast, episode 22. I'm Chewy Sanchez. With me, as per usual,
Tiki Mike.
and we have a very special guest returning for the second time, the only guest to ever return.
Bobby Torres.
Bobby, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. Nobody else is welcome back. Nick Sal, you're welcome back anytime. Nobody else.
God damn, dude.
How you doing, Mike?
Wow. I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right.
How are you guys doing after Thanksgiving? You doing a couple LBs?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, you're all sweaty.
Yeah, I know.
Are you sweaty?
I'm a little sweaty right now. Well, he said
is he being
Thanksgiving.
serious or is that the shadow?
I have no idea. Just, it's optical illusion.
Okay, all right.
It's either a shadow or a really bad grease stain or
No, dude,
sweat.
it's a shadow from the mic, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I gotta go. What's this?
So you guys had a good Thanksgiving? You weren't here for our Thanksgiving episode, so I couldn't ask you.
No, yeah. I was at home with my family, and then I saw my aunt and uncle. So it was good.
Move a little closer.
It was nice. It was
There you
relaxful. I had work on Friday.
Relaxful, everybody. It was relaxful.
I make up words as I go.
I know. No. But, so, Black Friday shopping for you? Mike and I went after the episode. Didn't find shit because it was all picked over already. It was only midnight. And everything was gone.
Negative. I don't believe in that.
You don't believe
I
in
don't,
Black
I don't believe
Friday?
in going black shop. I mean, it happens. It's a thing, but I don't believe
Are you
in it.
racist?
No, not
Is
at
it
all.
because it's a Black Friday?
No. I would feel the same way for the White Friday.
All right, so no shopping for you. I know you're a big online shopper, though. Any Cyber Mondays?
I am.
Cyber Mondays?
You know what?
Nothing?
I've been so busy that I wasn't able to go shopping. Like work and school just kept me occupied. Like I felt really bad. Like I want to get all you guys gifts, but I don't know this year, guys.
Oh, you know, I feel the same way. I don't know if anybody's getting gifts except for Mike. Because, Mike, I'm getting you a really good gift. I already found it. It's amazing, and I can't wait to reveal it on this podcast. We're going to have a gift reveal.
I'm in this dilemma. You know, last year we all got each other gifts, and one person got me something, and it was, I don't know if it was a joke or if he just forgot to get me something.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that one of our friends got me that he'll never get a present ever again.
See, I'm in that boat right now.
Yeah, he got me a bag of chips. He got me a bag of Doritos.
I got joint wraps. Never used them. Lost them at the same night, actually. But that's neither here or there, you know.
Yeah.
Family size bag or just
Yeah,
like...
it was a family-sized bag of chips.
All right. Okay.
Family-sized bag of Doritos, but that person's never getting anything. I just nixed them off the list. They can go fuck themselves. I bought them a really nice present. I bought them a jersey from their favorite team. And they're not getting shit back. Because that's just how it goes. Around the holidays, money gets tight.
It gets really tight.
And money
Really
gets
fast.
And it always seems as if I'm adding more presents to give.
Mm-hmm.
You're always adding... I have a girlfriend now, so I added a girlfriend.
True.
With a family that I really liked, so I had to buy them things.
Oh.
She has two siblings and a mom, and the mom has a boyfriend who's really nice. What am I going to do? I don't buy them all gifts. They're very nice people.
Yeah, you get them one gift that they can all enjoy.
Take them out to Christmas dinner.
You know how much that would be?
Oh, yeah, that'd be way more than the
That's
gift,
like $500.
No.
They start
Where you
adding
going?
drinks in
Yeah.
there.
It's like, hey, everybody, just
man.
water. Everybody just water, okay?
We got beer at home.
Christmas water. No, I was actually at dinner the other night with Katie, and we were at a pizza place, and the pizza's kind of expensive there. And she's like, I kind of want a beer. And I was like, oh, no, we don't have beer at home. She's like, oh, no, I just want a Corona right now. I'm feeling it. And I'm like, maybe just one.
Just
So
one.
then she gets one.
One for the
and she's
lady.
like, are you going to have one? And I was like, oh, yeah. So I was like, I'll have a Coors Light, please. Tall or short? That always fucks me up. Tall, please. The fucking $9 beer. I ended up buying the $20 pizza, the $9 beer, and hers was probably like $2.50. But I fucked up. So no water all around if we're having a Christmas dinner for all of them. Beer gets expensive. Speaking of beer, one of our friends who doesn't want to be named on this podcast was nice enough to bring us some Coors Light left over from our last hangout. Always refreshing Coors Light.
Actually, I remember when we got it. Was it 2 nights ago, Monday night? I was opposed to it.
Don't call us out on our alcoholism.
Hey man, once in a great while never hurts someone. Everything in moderation. But I was very against this Coors Light, but I've been feeling it. I like it. Maybe it's a new beer in in my
In your-
catalog.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Coors Light is delicious, man.
Well, I'm big on the banquet, so
Well, that's just
You
regular
showed me that.
Coors.
Well, I'm just a regular guy, man. I just like the regular stuff. I don't know what to tell you, but
So, Bobby, are you you wake up at the crack ass of dawn every day?
Today I woke up at 3:15.
Do you ever watch the news? Do you watch the daily
You know
news?
what? Sometimes, but no, not lately. I've been trying to be productive in the morning.
Matt Lauer from the Today Show got caught up in these allegations, these sex allegations. So it's
It's a sad
Him
day.
too.
him too. So I actually looked it up to see what was going on. This sounds made up, but this was reported on CNN, but they're fake news. CNN reports that when a girl came in that he was fond of, he had a button under his desk
No.
that would lock the door so nobody would walk in
No,
on them.
I don't.
That's reported, man.
How the fuck did he even get a contractor in? Say, hey, you guys, I needed some work done in
Dude,
my
you
office.
see fucking Pancho? Hey Pancho!
I'm saying this is his office.
Atrante la puerta!
I assume at the NBC building.
Yeah,
right?
it's his office.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like nobody questioned oh, Matt Lauer wants some
If it's
reconstruction
if it's
done
just
in his
if it's just a person who just deals with that, that's what their job is. He's the guy, the star of the show.
Nobody
Is
would be like,
no,
oh,
he's
dude,
like, hey,
he's getting his locks fiddled with. I mean,
no,
what
he's
the
like,
fuck?
hey, I don't like being disturbed when we're in meetings. I don't want to get up because I'm too much of a star. I'm
That's
gonna
what
press
he has
this.
a fucking secretary
I'm gonna
for
press
that
this
lets
button.
him in.
He has
And then the
people-
secretary's gonna lock it. Then you'll hear it lock.
No, I'm not saying for the scam. I'm saying
I mean,
it
it's-
sounds suspect for him to even get the button.
I mean,
is
it's
what I'm
already
saying.
been I think proven that he has this button.
No, man. Weird.
That's,
It's weird. It really is.
I don't know. I feel a lot of these things. I mean, I'm sure a lot of it's happened, and it's just part of the business, is what they would say. But it's like every week it's something new. It's not.
Well, I feel like as if they're gonna go out and call every man who's ever assaulted somebody, every man's getting called out.
Exactly.
Because it's just how it is. And it's not good. But that's what I'm saying. It's like,
Whoa.
you're gonna call out every man. You should. I mean,
it's just like opening the book and just be like, hey, this person. It's like it would be an endless list. I mean, what's next?
it really does suck that men are the way that they are.
Okay,
Yeah.
so should we set up a severity level of?
No, I feel like women have the right to come out and tell people that it comes out. But I'm saying that nobody should be surprised when it gets let out. It's
Okay.
like, yeah, it's a fucking man. He's a fucking pig. That's just what men do.
it's a stigma that we got.
I mean, there are men out there who don't sexually harass women, but I mean, you can look on Twitter, and I feel like a lot of men sexually harass them with tweets.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of tweets out there saying "this bitch"
But
or
another thing, nowadays everyone's too super sensitive about things like.
I don't know, Bobby. If you get harassed, you're getting harassed, man.
Well, I mean,
yeah,
what
I
level of
know. Aren't
harassment are
they
we
so
talking
sensitive
about,
about
though?
this lock?
what are the guys like
Aren't they
privacy?
sensitive
but maybe he
about
just
people
wants to
just
lock
pulling
it.
out dicks?
Yeah,
Just,
like Louis C.K.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. just pull. Trying to pull out my dick. They're like, what? And he just does it. That's
Whoa,
not
man.
okay. That is not okay. You can't just pull out your
I
dick.
don't know. They might have been a little too sensitive, as Bobby put
Yeah,
it.
Bobby.
I don't know,
So
Bobby.
speaking of people who defend pieces of shit, Morrissey came
Morrissey.
out defending Kevin Spacey and Harvey Weinstein, saying that if you are in a situation, you just know that's the situation that you're going to get into. If you're at a party late at night, you're drinking, that's the situation that you're going to put yourself into. And so that's the piece of shit that's Morrissey defending fucking.
And then
piece of shit.
when he doubled down on the statement and trying to clarify it, but still doubled
And then he
downing on it.
went on to say that he hates onions, mushrooms, and garlic.
And has never ever had a coffee in his life.
What a piece of shit to say.
Yeah.
I've never had coffee.
He says he doesn't know what it tastes
off your
like.
fucking
He's
high
never
horse.
had it. No one's ever handed him one. He has no interest in ever trying it.
I've never had coffee. That's how you would sing it. It's being better than everybody. Fucking Morrissey. So that guy, Matt Lauer, I think.
Named all the
Matt
best
Lauer,
ingredients
is that
on
the same
pizza
guy
too.
that
dude.
was
Yeah.
that was in the
Matt Lauer?
Matt Lauer,
Yeah, piece of shit.
the news anchor, right?
Yeah.
That's why I was asking if you watched
Was
the
that
news
the
in the
same guy
morning.
that was in the military transport that hit a mine and blew up, and he was
No, that's I forget who that guy is.
okay. For some,
That was not Brian Williams. He made that up. Brian
Wait,
Williams
he-
made
that-
up
no.
that he was in a helicopter that got shot
Helicopter
down.
that was being shot at. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this guy's the guy who got. I forget who he is. He's an evening anchor, He actually got like a piece of his head like blown off.
Yeah.
And he's back now.
Yeah, he's back.
Yeah, he came back after like 5 years.
Yeah,
You're talking about who? You're not talking about Matt Lauer.
It's not Matt.
Okay, that's what I thought you were talking about.
In my head, they're the same person, but I don't know. Sorry, Matt Lauer. You're still a piece of shit, I guess.
So, a thing that you guys are very interested in, a movie trailer came out. Was it today?
Yes, the Infinity trailer finally released today.
Go ahead and talk about this. I saw it blowing up on Twitter.
Okay, well, I don't know.
So what is this? I don't watch comic book movies. I don't know.
There was a huge debate about when this trailer, this long awaited trailer was going to come out. And they finally put it.
That's what it was? People were really waiting for this thing?
Yeah, people were waiting for this trailer.
Yeah, this has been like 10 years in the making almost, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The trailer was 10 years in the making.
Well, the movie.
The culmination of all these characters coming together for this one movie. There's like 14 movies in the whole franchise making all of this. I mean, there's 3 Iron Mans, 3 Thors, 1 Hulk movie, an Ant-Man movie.
3, was it Captain America's?
3 Captain Americas, 2 Avengers movies.
So all of those movies actually come together now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they've always been building
slowly
up on them.
Oh.
Usually the post-credit scenes is always the lead up to something else that's going on in their universe.
And this has always been something that was planned.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, since the first... what was it? Was it Iron Man, the first one that
I think it was
off?
Iron Man. Yeah, I think I was. I was
the
a
Hulk
junior in high school when Iron Man came out.
Yeah. So yeah,
and then it was Captain America. I think
he was a junior in high school when this all started, dude. So you know, it's a long.
Oh yeah.
It's a.
What was the first movie to come out?
Iron Man.
Iron Man
was the first one.
That's the first one I started hating.
I'm going to go back and watch that one because that was a really good movie, I feel.
I thought it was good.
the soundtrack was amazing. I thought the way they did it.
It was all right. I liked it.
It was good.
I liked Iron Man. I liked Iron Man 2. Iron Man 3 was a little weak.
Yeah,
but,
that was on TV the other day, and I couldn't get into it.
No,
I watched
not
half
that
of it,
good
the first time I did, and I just...
And then his arch nemesis isn't even the actual character.
What is this movie So the trailer came out. How is the trailer? Did it live up to its expectations?
Well... You want to explain what this movie is? The Infinity Wars? What is the Infinity War in the comics? Or
Go ahead.
Think you should. But every movie had something to do with an Infinity Stone being played into the storyline. Whether that was some artifact that was in Loki's staff or in Vision's head. A lot of these movies have had stuff to do with the Infinity Stones. They're these, basically these stones that helped or spawned after the creation of the universe.
Boring.
And this guy wields it onto a gauntlet. He just becomes super powerful. Thanos, the Mad Titan.
Is it Thanos or Thanos?
Is this all based off of Greek mythology?
No, Thanos.
No.
I know Loki is.
Well, Loki and Thor, those are all, those are not Greek. Those are Nordic gods.
Oh, okay.
But they're super into this.
But the trailer I thought was really good. I mean, we still have to watch Black Panther. I think it's going to be the last one that we're going to get released, and we're going to see him. But the trailer looked really amazing. Like
I like the trailer.
I'm excited for it. I'm more of a DC guy.
Are you really?
I like the Marvel movies a little more than the DC. I haven't seen Justice League.
Neither have I.
But the Marvel movies are pretty good, and this trailer looks really good. There's going to be a lot of action. I hope it's not like the second event. Is it the second Avengers? The first one that was all action, but it was just it was too much.
The second Avengers.
Was it that one?
That's the one with the
with
robot
Ultron.
dudes, Ultron.
Okay, yeah.
Ultron.
I don't know if it was that one or even if it was Civil War, but one of them there was just too much going on, and I hope this time they get it right. It's a perfect blend of story, action, comedy. They have some funny parts in it. But the part where they showed the Guardians of the Galaxy, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah,
I really like those movies. They could do a really good job with those movies.
So you saw the last Thor movie.
I did. I saw it last
it.
week actually.
Okay.
And it was really good. It's my favorite Marvel movie so far.
Okay.
Hands down. It was funny, action. it's been a while since I've seen the first and second movie, but I felt like, I saw them, I understand what it is, and it was perfect.
I feel like you could watch that Thor movie and kind of already have an idea of what's going on.
Exactly.
Like, you didn't have to see that many movies to understand.
Even if you're a casual fan of superhero movies, you can go watch it, have a good time, and be like, wow, that was a good movie.
I can't fucking... Everything you guys are saying is fucking boring.
No, I know.
The fucking movies fucking
I know you
suck.
don't understand
all the
that.
not that I don't understand. There's not a lot to understand.
You don't understand.
It's
you're a casual when it comes to anything that's sci-fi or...
you know why I'm a casual? Because it doesn't matter. None of that shit fucking is good. It's all a bunch of shit. All those. When's the last time one of those movies won an Academy Award?
Oh, you think that's the basis for everything?
For a movie being good?
What is the Academy? Who decides that?
Who the fuck are you?
The
no, I'm saying the Academy is just a
people
group of
who
members.
They're who are part of an academy
directors
because they're distinguished
and not
and they've earned their right to be there.
They get invited to be part of the Academy,
but I don't think these movies are made.
I mean, if you look at the movie, the documentary that the Academy Awards put out, even they say like, hey, we don't always choose the right movie. Like, this is just us voting and thinking what we thought was cool. Like, so, like, the Academy itself doesn't even say, like, hey, this means that this is the best movie ever made. And that's a terrible way to validate a movie. A lot of movies are sleepers, and, like nobody validates them until, like, 15 years later. But, no. Am I saying that this is a fucking art film? No.
No, not at all.
Not at all. In the least bit. It's an overblown budget film. But as far as overblown budget films go, they're very entertaining. There's tons of franchises.
An explosion happens. They're like, looks like they got blown away.
What?
I don't know.
Nobody has
nowadays,
that kind of joke in there.
That's all.
Oh, dude, that just shows you how much.
Hey, you leave Chris Pratt alone. He's
shows you
good.
how much you don't watch them. So
shitty movies.
You just gotta go into these movies with no expectations and just enjoy it. Get away from it.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, that's what I do when I go watch a movie. I don't go there with the high standard, like, oh, it better be this good or better have.
Kind of like Mike on social media dating on Tinder. He's like, I don't have any expectations.
Let's not get into that. That's a different subject.
Did you say
Mike, yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm not on any of those.
No.
I ain't.
But yeah, I mean, I don't go and think like this has to be. There's a certain threshold for movies. I don't feel that there is. Star Wars different.
Are you stoked for Star Wars coming out?
I bought my tickets already. I got them in IMAX.
Let me say this. You were so hard-lined against Star Wars and it being shitty movies.
They are shitty. The first three were shitty movies. And I will stand by that.
I'm going to say that those movies are no better or worse than the movies that are coming out right now.
True.
I'm going to say that I watch those to be entertained. Mm-hmm. Those movies, I don't think of them as the art films that fucking, I don't know, Scorsese did at the same time period, or fucking even some of Steven Spielberg's later work and shit like that. Like, I don't think of them as like these high prestige films, but they are entertaining.
They're very entertaining.
There's always comedy in them. There's always action in them, and that's what I'm looking for. It's a little.
If
space
you're going
western.
for a twist, or if you're going for to be shocked, you're going to be disappointed.
Yeah. Because their storylines are very archetypes, you know. They're very formulaic.
I got a question for you though, Mike.
Yeah, what's that?
Have you done any like comic book readings or done any digging like that?
Okay, so for me, I never like had that many comics. I bought like this one box of comics at like some festival. It was like $5, and it was a huge box. And so I got a ton of like Marvel and some DC and other random. What was the other one? I can't remember that franchise's name. It's I know that it's a giant eye. Image Comics. Yeah. So I went through some of those, and I read some of them. I didn't read all of them, but I flipped through it. Growing up, I watched a lot of the cartoons of
animated series.
The animated series for Iron Man, the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, and X-Men.
Nice.
And so those were after school shows that I would watch on like Fox Kids or whatever other channel they were on. And so I got a little bit. Oh, also Silver Surfer was in there. There was only one season.
Honestly, you just opened up a whole new box for me. Like I need to go and find those shows and dive into them.
Silver Surfer's on YouTube.
There you go.
And it's only 12 episodes.
Perfect.
But it's actually pretty decent.
So when these new movies come out, and these new superhero movies, do you feel like they have to follow the comic book, or is there a certain
not
amount
exactly of being true to the original character?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's what I was going to get into. I didn't really read the comics so much, but later in life, kind of like with Star Wars and Wikipedia, I have like gone into the fandom little sites that basically lays out the whole character's history, and the different variations of them in different comic book series. Because of course they can't have the same character and him die and then like he's done forever. They do a different version of him later on.
There's so many universes in superheroes and stuff. It's so hard to stay true to one, you know.
Yeah, and so some of these are variations, and like so like okay, so I did say on that Iron Man one, I was disappointed when the Mandarin was not the Mandarin at all. That one was just too much of a departure from the original character. But mostly I'm okay with certain departures. But yeah. Anyways,
It's warm.
yeah, I heard him.
Oh, he said it?
I get
Yeah.
you know, to finish up on
I'm done with this. We're not doing this
What
one.
are you? This guy.
I'll
Explain.
explain. I fucking hated it, so I stopped it.
He's
Because
a
it
Nazi.
fucking sucks. I don't want to hear about
he's
fucking
an
comic book
idiot.
bullshit.
Well, anyways, since you guys started this new podcast, you know,
I really appreciate the messages that you sent me last week.
I'm gonna be
What's
honest. It wasn't that I didn't feel confident in you guys. I have the most confidence in the world in you guys. I haven't had the time to really dive deep into your guys' episodes. So last week, like I said, you know, I worked on Friday after Thanksgiving, and you know, there's nothing on the radio. I didn't want to listen to any music, and I was like, you know what? It's time to dive into Maximum Chillage. And I binged that whole day from 6 a.m. to about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, I just listened all day. I think I got.
And he was telling me how much he liked it. And I really appreciated it.
I really appreciate it. Man. So then, you know, I got into new podcasts. You know?
So what are you listening to on podcasts?
So today I was listening to Steve Austin Unleashed. So that's Stone Cold.
I've seen that he has a podcast.
Yeah, and you know, if you know anything about Stone Cold, he's a bad motherfucker. You know, he's an SOB, you know, put it simply.
He's the Texas Rattlesnake.
He actually has a really good podcast.
He really does.
No, I like it.
He has some really good guests. Like I can't remember his name. I think he was a retired UFC fighter. I think it was Brian Schumann or something like that. Anyways, they were talking and they were just talking about their careers. And you know, another episode, Stone Cold was talking about a pay-per-view that was in Canada. It was In Your House. Something I don't know, excuse me, but anyways, they were just talking about, you know, there's 4 main events, and he was just talking about each one because he rewatched it, and he talks about how he doesn't rewatch his matches, but he rewatched this one, and he was just like amazed, like how good the build-up was to the pay-per-view.
What is it about podcasts that you like? Because I don't like podcasts.
You don't?
I'll be honest. I can't listen to a full one.
You know,
I'll listen to 10 minutes of a podcast, and I'll get bored, and I'll listen to music.
I'm 26 years old, and I've been listening to music heavily since I was probably in 7th grade. You know, 6th grade, and you know, it's not that I'm bored or tired of music. I
feel you when you're talking about bored of music. Like I listen to the same songs over and over, and I get tired of listening to them. And then I'll go listen for new bands, and it's like, but you get tired of looking for new shit.
I feel podcasts offers you something different perspective. You know, I also listen to this. It's called Pop Punk Tangents, and it's these 2 guys in Minnesota, and they just talk about new bands, new music. They go and watch, they see, they listen. They have a playlist on Spotify.
How'd you find that podcast?
There's this app called Cashbox, which I'm sure your listeners have.
So you were telling me that we're on that. I didn't even know we're on
Yeah, you guys have
Cashbox.
all your episodes on there. That's where I listen to it.
I guess that's where Android listeners listen to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyways, you know, you can search. They get all your categories, and you know, I just start looking for a podcast, and that's what came up. So yeah, I've been listening to those, and I just feel it gives you a way to connect with people in a different way. You know, you listen to them, you can't interact with them, but you're listening to them. It's like you're almost there with them in person, and you get their perspective on different ideas and issues, and you know, they commentate on what they are going through, on you know, where they're living. You know, we live in Fresno, Sanger, so you know, people, you know, get the vibe that we get here. So I think it's just a good way for people to branch out and to just interact with people around the world. You know, like you said, I think on one of your episodes, you said some could be listening to me in Japan, and I don't know that, but that's fucking awesome.
Somebody listens to us in Australia, I saw. So I thought that was really cool. So it's just cool to think about that we are in somebody's ears while they sit in Australia or drive or whatever they're doing in a different country. And that wasn't possible before. Yeah. That's not even possible with radio waves.
Not even. And I think with us, our group of friends, we're influenced by what we do, what we listen to, what we watch, and I think all of us were very creative, and even if we touch, or we, one person hears us, that means a lot to us. Someone's listening to us, and because we got something to say. It might not be, what the majority of people think, but it's just something different.
How do you feel podcasting will either explode or die down? Because right now it's kind of in like a middle section where either you listen to them or you don't.
I feel like it's already had its exploding phase.
Do you think so?
I think it's kind of in the middle right now. I feel like it's in the
middle right now.
I think it's.
I feel like it's about to bubble over, and
because I think there's almost too many options, too many podcasts out there to.
That's the same thing can be said about YouTube. There's a
TV,
shit
music,
tons of people
radio.
on YouTube. Doing crazy stuff, and some people not doing such cool stuff.
Yeah,
but you have a lot of options when it comes to YouTube.
I think it's all about branding yourself and being, appealing to people.
And I don't feel like YouTube's going anywhere.
YouTube's been along for a long time.
I mean,
people were saying that it was dead for a while.
No. For a while?
Yeah, because YouTube was actually censoring you heavy and trying to figure. You couldn't really get paid as well as you used to be able to.
Taking a lot of content off because of copyright issues and stuff like that. But lately it's still there, and they're still they got was it YouTube Red, which is the streaming.
Yeah,
channel?
the one where it's.
That was premium.
I think
ads.
Right now all these podcasts are free, and I think you mentioned last time we hung out that you're gonna have to pay to have your podcast on iTunes.
We do pay to have our podcast on iTunes.
You do.
Yeah.
So
we have to pay a subscription of a year. The Michael was nice enough to pay for that. If we didn't pay for that, they wouldn't let us on.
Thank you, Michael. I really appreciate that. I'm excited.
Without that, we would just be on YouTube, and it would just be an audio YouTube that people don't want to watch. Audio YouTubes.
It's so inconvenient.
It's hard for people too.
Yeah, it is. But going back to the point is, I think podcasts are going to get so big that they're going to start charging you to listen to them. Kind of how Spotify is, Netflix.
I think so too.
It's going to get to this point where it's a bubble and it's going to blow, and it's going to be like, okay, we got to start charging for this because when I listen to this, the Stone Cold, the Steve Austin Unleashed, he does his own advertising, so he gets sponsors for that.
Yeah.
And
that's pretty much how advertising goes right now. We actually have ads playing before our podcast on iTunes. I don't know if it does it on.
I don't think so.
Cashbox?
Well, it's before and after.
Oh, it plays before and after.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's two chances
but I could actually
to listen to an ad.
I don't have to listen to it.
Yes, you can skip it. You can just drag it and skip it. I shouldn't be telling people that.
There's a button that says 30
seconds. Yeah, you can skip 30 seconds in.
But I mostly listen while I drive, so I'm a safe driver, so I don't skip. I listen to the advertisement.
Yeah, every time you listen to an advertisement,
safe driver.
we get 10 cents.
I remember those Pokemon hunting days, dude.
Don't even talk about that game right now, man.
Oh, dude, I just played it this weekend. I got a Farfetch'd.
So did I. I know, but you already got one, you fucker.
Wow.
Whoa, dude, that's the first hard J on this.
Yeah, you
program.
can't say hard J's.
Oh, your computer just went off saying you can't say that.
Literally, dude. Don't say that shit like that.
Oh, wow,
I will have to. I honestly will have to go in and edit that out. I'm not gonna let. I think we could get taken off of iTunes for that.
My apologies.
As a 28 minutes, Bobby drops a hard J. That'll be the title of this episode. Bobby drops a hard J.
One beer and one drink in.
Yeah, we don't. Bobby's racist. We'll just say it. No, let's not talk about it though.
Let's not bring it up. Anyways,
So
1, 2, 3, count in.
Do you listen to podcasts?
Do I listen to podcasts? Every now and then I'll listen to a random comedian's podcast. I'll just be searching like just a comedian's name, and I'll see that he's on another person's podcast or he's got his own podcast, and so I'll listen into some random ones like that. But I don't listen devotedly to any specific podcast.
Who would be the person that would start a podcast that you would like to say, fuck, I'm just going to listen to this podcast every day because I love this person?
Oh, man. It would be... fuck, dude. I mean, we're talking about celebrities or just people?
No, anybody.
Anyone.
Anybody in general?
Anybody.
In
dead or alive?
Dead or alive.
Dead or alive.
Ooh, dead or alive, dude. I don't know, man. That's a hard one to like pin down right away.
I think I would listen to Jim Morrison's podcast.
Oh, dude,
that'd
I
be
feel like
great.
you'd be super pretentious,
Yeah,
dude.
I
I
think I would
feel
love
like it would not be entertaining. It would be infuriating.
You
like
just hear
as
a
much
sitar in
as
the
I like
background.
his stuff.
There's some person in the background playing the sitar.
Yeah,
You can smell the smoke from your headphones.
But another reason why I like podcasts, I mean, I haven't got into any informative or educational ones, but I think it's going to be a good way for me, at least, to just expand my knowledge. I'm not going to solely rely on
Definitely, they
podcasts.
use them in schools now.
Yeah. So I think it's like I said, I'm adulting. I mean, I'm becoming more mature, and I think it's just a good way to just obtain and retain more information as I'm going throughout my day.
Speaking of music and adulting, so you mentioned Spotify.
Yes.
So a new track just dropped on Spotify. I can't play it right now. I was going to start playing, and we get flagged.
You can't do that.
DMX just dropped
The rapper.
the rapper.
No way.
He just dropped a cover of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You can find that on Spotify. And
Oh yeah.
I wish I had headphones for you to listen to it. We'll listen to it in the car. I haven't given it a listen yet. I'm wondering what it's going to sound like. Also,
I feel bad. I mean, I want to play it, but I mean, we can't. But it's Christmas time.
You can't play
You
music
got Christmas
on-
lights in your room right now. It's,
Those are
this is
year-round.
the one day. This is the 1 month a year that these Christmas lights make sense.
You know what? Dude? You're so OG with those original big bulb colored ones.
Oh, the
You
ones that
can't-
start house fires. Yeah.
Hey, my dad
Yeah.
puts them up every year. And
I know,
I
and
hold my breath for
you know what, though?
for 1 month a year.
Every year that your dad puts up those classic bulbs,
Another
I
pers-
appreciate it.
Another 10% of increased fire risk occurs.
Yeah, but you know what? He's saving electricity because they just put solar.
Yep.
Speaking of solar, Solar for America is having... No, I'm just kidding.
But on the subject of music, have you guys listened to anything new lately? Anything that you guys
Anything
like,
new?
or you guys are just kind
I don't know,
of
just
going
some
through
random.
your day?
You know what I was listening to the other day? Leonard Skinner. And after that, I listened to some Black Sabbath. I'm regressing. I'm not listening to anything new. I listen to old shit.
That's the best kind, man. I mean, I think I really enjoy Black Sabbath's Paranoid album. That's just a great album. I listen to that maybe like once every other week just to get the jitters out. You know what I'm saying?
Get the jitters out.
just to rock out, man. I
Oh,
mean, it's
for sure,
Ozzy,
for
you know,
sure.
but yeah, I feel you, man. It's always good to go back.
Speaking
to,
of old music, TPain actually came out. Somebody asked him.
Dude, I've been wondering where he's been.
Oh, he had an album with Lil Wayne.
What?
Yeah, it's T Wayne. That's real.
I'm okay with missing that.
Okay, so
Steve Wayne.
somebody asked him, T-Pain, what do you say after I'm gonna buy you a drink? Because it sounds like
I saw this.
ooh wee.
Yeah.
He says and then. Can you hear that? Like in your head, do you hear and then? No.
No.
I'm gonna buy you a drink. Ooh wee. I don't hear and then in there.
Oh, it's just that fucking.
He's probably just embarrassed that he said ooh wee, and he's like, I say and then. But Twitter
He probably doesn't
exploded.
even know what he says.
No, yeah, he was probably all
Phased
Leaned out.
he was all leaned out back then. He was all leaned out. He's like, more auto tune. And the guy who's like 55 years old running the booth, he's like, fuck this guy, the Allman Brother tickets, bro.
I gotta
We
go.
gotta go, man.
Did you ever see his appearance on Aqua Teen Hunger Force, the live action episode?
No.
He played Frylock, and everything.
That's a good fucking show.
And everything he said was in auto tune. It was amazing.
I never seen him not in auto-tune, so I just under the impression that he's always in auto-tune.
I feel like I saw a clip of him singing without.
I'm sure
it,
he's
and
really
it was
good.
actually
I'm sure
decent.
he's really good.
Yeah.
You don't, yeah.
He makes damn good music.
Catchy ass fucking tunes. Mike, did you work on Black Friday? I don't remember if you did or not.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was like I went in at 2:00.
How was
In
it?
the afternoon.
It was fucking normal. It was a lot of people buying TVs.
So any other
Look,
weekend.
the place that I work at, which we never name,
Can we
it's
name it
just
now?
a
'Cause
warehouse.
I'm gonna name it. I'm
It's
gonna
a
name-
warehouse.
I'm gonna
that's
drop
okay,
Shaw
yeah, go
99,
ahead.
my old
You
stomping
don't have to
grounds.
say that area. You don't have to say the location wise.
Yeah. Why did you
That's a
do that,
red
dude?
flag on this whole episode, dude.
Bobby drops privy information.
Hard
That's
days,
I just said
privy
Shaw
information.
99.
And what was the other one? There was a third. Anyway,
he was defending
allegations.
allegations.
Let's say-
It's like, oh,
Then-
you know,
then there
what's
was
an
four.
allegation?
And then there were 4.
What is an allegation? What constitutes allegating? No.
Anyways,
I was watching the show Baskets again,
oh, okay.
And Costco is a huge part of that show.
Oh, really?
Crazy big, along with Arby's.
Arby's.
Two staples of that show. And I want to go out on a soapbox right now saying that Baskets is probably the funniest show on television right now. If you haven't watched Baskets, go watch that show. Season 3 is coming out on FX soon. But yeah, they're talking about Costco. So Michael works at Costco, which I have always found fascinating because I've always been fascinated by that store since I was a child.
True.
Everything about that store has always been magic. It's just like the free samples were magic to me as a kid. I would get fucking Hot Pockets or whatever fried fucking thing they had, and it's just I'm jealous of you. Do you go around
cheeses?
Do you go around and get samples sometimes, or do you feel like it?
Occasionally, I do.
You'll like you'll see something and be like, I don't even care if they judge me.
No, because I go on those floor walks.
Temperature walk.
Anyways, I go on these floor walks and I'm on the clock. I'm not supposed to be sampling, even though I see
they tell
you. Yeah, I mean you're not supposed to be just on the clock just grabbing samples and shit. No, but yeah, but I see managers do it. But anyways, sometimes on my break I'll be like, oh, I know that there's like 4 vegetarian friendly spots here today. It's actually worth it for me to come out here to come and grab these samples. So sometimes occasionally. Could you befriend the sample people and them give you a full size thing? Oh, I'm homies with the sample people.
Will they give you a full size thing?
Extras.
That's awesome.
Yeah. The one lady had me wait an extra minute because she was gonna have the fresh batch, and then gave me like a hella like those little sample cups. It was stacked
with what
of mac and cheese.
Yeah,
mac and cheese. Yeah.
You were talking about mac and cheese Costco, right?
Yes.
Costco mac and cheese.
Bomb.
Yeah.
Quite frankly,
right?
it's the best
second
thing.
appearance on this podcast.
Yeah, you're the second appearance. Mac and cheese also has had a second appearance.
But yeah, man. The samples. The day wasn't that busy. I mean, that place doesn't try to create that atmosphere of like there's only 40 items, like crush the person in front of you to get it. It's just like they try to keep the amount of items to be available like for the next 3 days.
What's the coolest thing that they had?
Nothing. I don't know, man.
They have drones there.
They do have drones. They
Were
have
those
some
on sale?
small
How come we haven't
ones.
brought one yet?
Well, they have the small ones that are like $24.99 that are not that great.
Come on, man.
Look, this guy's got a $500 one right
That's
here.
a $500 drone?
Yeah.
When'd you get that?
A while ago.
Can we fly
And
it?
I've seen
Sure.
no drone footage.
Oh, you know what? I did
clips.
see your Snapchats of this.
I'm waiting to buy the sold separately my remote control that's $150.
I mean, it's not good
does it have a remote
going off
control
of
with
your
it?
phone.
So it will. Okay, so let me tell you a little story. The first day I had it,
Drop the name brand on this one. What is it?
DJI, the DJI not the Mavic. I forget what the name is. The Spark, DJI Spark. So I have it the first day. Take it outside. I'm out. Katie actually her family has a farm. Her family actually has a farm. So I take it outside, and she's like, there's another house on the property. She's like, fly it over that house. And I was like, oh, I don't know. She's like, just do it. And I was like, oh, okay. So I take it far. It loses signal because the phone doesn't have a big signal. It stayed floating for like a minute, just floating in the air. And I had read horror stories like, once it loses signal, it takes off.
Yeah.
So I'm like, fuck, this thing's about to just jet. It's about to just leave, and I'll never have it again. And $500 down the drain for one day. So I'm like, fuck. So I literally run to the other side and try to get some signal. I think I got enough signal that it started its emergency flight pattern back. So it started coming back to me because it'll come back home.
The home signal.
So it comes back home, but it doesn't know what's in front of it or anything. So there's a big ass tree. So I'm like, relieved that it's coming back, and there's a big ass fucking tree. So I'm like, oh my fucking God, here we go. So I can't see because I'm on the other side of the fence. And Katie's like, it's okay. Oh. And I just hear a boom. And I'm like, what? It just fell down. It fell down from the sky and it's broken. She's like, it's just stuck in the tree. So it was stuck in a big ass pine tree.
Oh, shit.
She's like, don't worry, I'll get it. She literally just gets a fucking, she gets on a ladder, gets a big old fucking stick and knocks it down, and I catch it.
fuck?
That's how you know you got a real one right there.
That's
She'll climb
true.
a tree
Super.
for you to get your fucking stupid ass toy back. So since that day, I've been really sensitive about where I fly it because I'm not going to do it without with the remote. It'll go a mile away.
Oh wow!
Without the remote, it'll go about 100 yards away, if that.
Okay, yeah, that's not a great range.
No, it's like barely anything.
For
and
sure.
if it loses signal at all, I start panicking. So I just put it away.
Just keep it in the box.
Put it away. I actually bought the insurance on it after that because you had 3 days to buy it, and I was like, I'm
Where'd
buying
you buy
it.
it at?
The drone,
Yeah.
Best Buy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was. I bought it for my birthday, a little birthday present
you
to
go.
myself.
Treat yourself.
But I'm super into the drone, but I just don't want to lose it. I know Mike
So
was
you
in the
just don't
market
use
for
it.
one for a while.
No, I haven't. You
thought you
said
wanted one.
No, I thought it'd be fun to buzz our very paranoid conservative friend.
Oh, he just shoot it down, man.
That was during the Obama administration that I wanted to buzz him with it.
That'd be a terrible idea.
Well, it'll be interesting. But no, you were the one that said buy this, and then we went to a store where you tried to high pressure me into buying it.
Costco.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were trying to get me to buy it
Yeah.
and talking about it's for the YouTube
Yeah,
channel.
dude, we were gonna go live on it
And I was,
in my room.
I was like, no, dude, I'm not buying that. But
How
yeah,
cool
no,
would that be,
I
though, to
I
be
wasn't
like,
big.
oh,
on
we
buying
could do it.
You were.
You guys should.
We
do it.
can go live on Facebook from the drone,
That's
and
pretty
the
rad.
the audio will pick up from the phone, so I can have a microphone.
Oh wow! Yeah.
You'll just hear a lot of buzzing because those things are pretty loud.
Yeah.
They are.
But yeah, it's totally possible. I think we should do it one day. One day, live from the drone in my room.
Better do it before it gets hot again.
Oh, don't even want to think about it.
Nope.
Speaking of getting hot, it's actually finally got cold.
It's chilly.
And
It's
you're
cold.
saying your family doesn't run the heater.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
You know what my dad said?
They got solar.
We got solar.
So you're only given an amount of kilowatts. So they're going to save them all up for summer to run that bitch 24/7.
Run that son of a bitch all day is what he said. Straight from the horse's mouth.
Literally what he said. This is also the man who literally ate the KFC bones. They made that.
He ate the bones.
They made that commercial after him.
That's true. You guys want to hear the story on that?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. Were you there, Chewy?
Yeah, I was there.
I think our other guests, your guys, are the guests.
Somebody left cocaine in your house one time too.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. I think
Yeah,
that might be the same. That was the
hey,
same fucking
now
day,
he's
actually.
dropping the privy information.
Anyways,
Come on, man.
we're all at my house.
Whose coke was that?
I don't know if we were.
I
just
shouldn't
hanging
even
out.
know about that story, but I heard that joke 1,000 times.
You don't need to know about that story.
I heard it.
But anyways, someone brought KFC, and we're
I
all
thought you were telling the code story.
we're all grubbing down on some KFC, some
Oh, this is
Colonel.
part of the
I'm
code
gonna tell the
story.
code
and
story
then,
after this.
And then my dad rolls out of his, out of the hallway. He's looking pretty toasty, anyways. And he just grabs a bucket and just starts going ham on the bucket. And we're just like, all right. He's like, Colonel. I'm like, yeah.
And, like, literally, there was no bones left in the
There was
bucket.
no bones though.
Like,
The
we don't
bones
know
were
where they went.
gone.
He ate them.
And then literally a month later,
The commercial
the
comes
commercial
out.
came out.
He ate the
Ate
bones.
the bones.
So the code story is a little bit more fascinating. So we were all hanging out, and we used to go to Bobby's and just crash and just hang out. And one night, Bobby's like gets all pissed off. He's like, "What the fuck, guys? What the fuck? Who brought coke to my
I was
house?"
pissed.
I'm like, "What are you talking about, man?" So my mom came into my room and she's like, "Bobby, we have to speak." And he's like, "Okay, yeah, the fucking weed pipe is mine." She's like,
I sold myself out. Quick.
she's like, "The weed pipe," and she's like, "I found this. It was a little baggie of coke." He's like, "I don't know what the hell that is. The weed pipe's mine. That's not." And to this day, we've never known.
Oh, I know where it came from. I know.
You suspect?
No, I've seen it. I've seen it. A little box with a mirror inside it.
Oh.
It was fancy. It was Egyptian like.
I don't know if we can. Is that racist?
No.
Egyptian?
If you guys just
The
think
box
The
being
box-
Egyptian?
Is
like?
there? Are there Egyptian boxes?
Yeah.
sarcophagi.
Yeah.
Sarcophagus.
That's sarcophagus. That's real.
Okay.
That's
It's a real
it's
thing.
talking about decor.
Okay,
that's
the
not
decor.
racist.
All right.
A little oversensitivity here.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what
That's
you're talking
what
about.
I'm saying. Can't say anything
man.
these days. People come out of the woodshed just
The
throwing
woodshed.
allegations at you.
Because that's the phrase.
Speaking
coming
of
out of the
woodshed,
woodshed.
I think we should make a visit tonight to the woodshed.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm not gonna explain it. We can't
man,
really...
you know the last guy that asked me what's the woodshed? We don't talk to that guy no
It's a
more.
whole inside joke that's not
Okay.
really that good, and we can't really. And everybody, you're all a part of the inside joke now. Yeah. So, Mike, go ahead and hit us with your final thoughts.
My final thoughts is, you know what, Chewie, you slept on Star Wars your whole life.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Now you're a fan.
start taking my. You slept on a lot of bands over the years. I told you about.
I've heard this part before.
You know, just start taking my word a little bit more. You know,
If I would have taken your word,
let's leave
okay,
this to my
we'll leave it at that.
my little time on air. Well, you know,
Final
you want to
thoughts.
say something, you bring it up next episode. You know, don't have any heroes because they disappoint you. Fucking, fucking. What did we just talk about? You know,
Podcast.
one day we'll find out where the coke came from, and let's all like.
I recently said I'm not ready to revisit that book.
But one day.
But 10 years down the line.
10 years. It's not that fresh. Okay, we'll get into that. We'll talk about that later.
Third
Woodsheds,
appearance.
you know, that's what they are. Leave them in there. Leave stuff in the woodshed. I don't know, man. Take us out, Chewy.
all right. So I just want to thank you all for listening. Please check us out on iTunes, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And until next time, goodbye.